If you think your electric car battery is only designed to last 8 or 10 years, you are falling for the biggest, most expensive scam in the modern automotive industry. Dealerships and traditional manufacturers spend millions of dollars in marketing telling you to protect your battery by BBing it. They hand you a massive list of rules when you buy the car. They tell you to never charge it to 100%. They tell you that losing 15% of your range in the first 2 years is just normal degradation. But in the advanced engineering labs of Shenzhen, China, where electric vehicle technology is at least half a decade ahead of the West, they have a very different name for these dealership rules. They call it software-induced obsolescence. Today, I'm going to show you the Chinese secret to multiply your battery life immediately. These are the highly technical, aggressive cell re-indexing tricks and thermal calibrations known by only 1% of drivers. Once you understand the absolute lies programmed into your car's dashboard, you can stop your battery from artificially degrading and force it to last for hundreds of thousands of miles, just like the commercial electric fleets do in Asia. To multiply your battery life, we first have to expose the lie of the 80% charging rule. The traditional auto industry wants you to believe that battery degradation is just a natural, unstoppable physical process. While physical wear does happen over decades, the vast majority of the range and capacity loss you see on your dashboard screen in the first 2 years isn't physical at all. It's strictly mathematical. You see, most modern EVs, including standard-range Teslas, Ford Mustang Mach-E's, and essentially every new vehicle coming out of Asia, have quietly transitioned to LFP chemistry. That stands for lithium iron phosphate. The industry switched to this because it is cheaper to produce and doesn't rely on expensive cobalt, but they completely fail to educate drivers on how different this chemistry behaves. China completely dominates this specific battery technology, and their engineers know a crucial secret that your local dealer will never ever tell you. LFP batteries possess what engineers call a flat voltage curve. To understand this, imagine a traditional gas tank. As you use gas, the float goes down smoothly and the gauge drops. Old lithium-ion batteries worked exactly like that, but LFP batteries do not. Whether an LFP battery is at an 80% charge or 30% charge, the raw voltage reading is almost exactly the same. Your car's computer literally can't tell the difference between a battery that is mostly full or nearly empty just by looking at the electrical voltage. So what happens if you strictly follow the dealership's outdated advice and never charge your car past 80%? Your battery management system, or BMS, loses its top-end anchor. Because it never gets to see what a true 100% voltage looks like, it gets incredibly confused. It starts guessing your capacity based on limited data. And because the software is programmed by corporate lawyers to avoid stranded drivers and massive liability, it always guesses lower. This is the famous 80% trap. Over a single year of safe charging, your software will slowly hide 10, 15, or even 20% of your actual, completely healthy battery capacity. You watch your range drop on the screen and you panic, thinking your battery is dying and you need to trade in the car for a newer model. You're not losing physical cells, you're simply losing software synchronization. The first step of the Chinese secret to multiplying your lifespan is what battery engineers call deep cell balancing. To get that hidden capacity back and stop the computer from choking your range, you must force the BMS to find its anchor. You need to plug your car into a slow, level 2 AC home charger. Never use a fast DC public charger for this calibration, as the extreme heat and speed will bypass the balancing completely. Let the car hit 100% on the screen. But here is the 1% secret that the owner's manual intentionally leaves out. You must leave the car plugged into the wall for at least 3 to 4 hours after the dashboard says it's totally full. Why? Because your battery pack is made up of thousands of individual cells linked together like a massive chain. If just one of those cells is sitting at 95% while the rest are full, the computer throttles the entire car down to match that single weak link. During this hidden overtime phase while plugged in, the charger physically bypasses the healthy full cells and sends tiny, highly precise pulses of electrical energy specifically into those lazy cells that the computer has been completely ignoring. This forces a hard software reindexing. It restores your true capacity on the screen, but more importantly, it prevents the chemical stagnation inside the individual cells that actually lead to physical battery failure. Chinese taxi fleets perform this deep cell balancing ritual every single week, which is exactly how their BYD electric vehicles are routinely crossing 500,000 miles on their original battery packs without a single issue. But balancing the cells is only half the battle. The second secret to multiplying your battery life is stopping catastrophic physical damage before it even starts, and this involves thermal core calibration. Western electric vehicles try to manage battery heat automatically, but their software is heavily biased. It's programmed to prioritize passenger cabin comfort over the actual health of the battery pack. If you plug your car into a fast charger, or if you aggressively accelerate when the battery pack is freezing cold, you trigger a destructive, irreversible chemical reaction called lithium plating. When the battery is cold, the lithium ions cannot easily absorb into the anode. Instead, they pile up on the surface and form microscopic, incredibly sharp metallic needles of solid lithium. Over months and years, these microscopic needles grow larger and physically pierce the delicate internal structure of the battery cells. This causes permanent internal short circuits, irreversible capacity loss, and is the absolute primary reason batteries actually die and require a $15,000 replacement. The Chinese 1% use a secret manual override to prevent this from ever happening. Before they ever plug the car into a charger during cold weather, and before they do any hard driving on the highway, they use the car's mobile app or a hidden diagnostic dashboard menu to trigger a manual thermal preconditioning cycle. They force the car's heat pump to warm the internal battery core to exactly 30 degrees Celsius using wall power, not battery power. This specific temperature is the golden zone. It ensures the lithium ions flow like a smooth liquid rather than crashing into the anode like solid ice. By strictly enforcing this rule and never charging a cold battery, you completely eliminate the possibility of lithium plating, effectively doubling the physical lifespan of the pack overnight. Finally, we have to talk about the voltage floor secret and how you physically drive the car on a daily basis. Dealerships want you to trade in your vehicle the moment the 8-year battery warranty expires. To subtly encourage this, they program the software to show 0% range when there's still a massive, completely usable safety buffer left in the bottom of the cells. They do this because deeply discharging a battery causes extreme mechanical stress on the cathode. But if you understand the Chinese method of driving, you never get close to that voltage floor anyway. Western drivers treat electric pedals exactly like gas pedals. We accelerate, we let completely off the pedal to coast, and then we smash the mechanical brake pads to stop. This is a massive waste of kinetic energy and puts unnecessary thermal stress on the battery when you suddenly need to accelerate again from a dead stop. The secret is one pedal modulation combined with maximum regenerative braking. You must go into your vehicle settings and turn your regen to its absolute highest level immediately. When you do this, you stop relying on the mechanical brake pads. Instead, you use the electric motor's intense magnetic resistance to smoothly manage the car's speed. You don't just lift your foot off the pedal, you carefully modulate it, keeping the battery in a constant state of microcharging. By utilizing maximum regen in city driving, you're operating your battery in its absolute peak efficiency window without ever stressing that chemical voltage floor. You're constantly feeding the battery small sips, which creates far less heat than plugging it into a wall. The automotive industry is a deeply profitable business of selling brand new cars, not keeping your old one on the road for 20 years. They want the software to remain a black box. They want you to be afraid of your own battery. But when you master the software reindexing, the deep cell balancing, and the thermal chemistry of your specific vehicle, you become the one in complete control of its lifespan. Let me know your thoughts on all of this down in the comments. I read every single one of them. If this deep dive helped you uncover the truth about your electric car, make sure to hit that subscribe button to join the 1% who actually know how their machines work. And if you want to keep uncovering the secrets the auto industry is desperately trying to hide from you, click the video on your screen right now. I'll see you over there.